We're live. Today on the Cristopolis show, I have the honor of interviewing AYR. The Phoenix, Arizona MC has been grinding for years. He's released a brand new project called Crowned in Brown Skin. We're going to bring him in and talk about his new project and other things he's working on. Let's bring him in. What up, what up?
My man. What's up,
Peace.
bro?
My bro,
Peace.
thank you so much for joining the show. I was listening to Crowned in Brown Skin today. What a banger. You must be so proud. Talk to us about that project. What does Crowned in Brown Skin mean to you?
Oh man, first and foremost, it's a pleasure to meet you, bro. Shout out to Coach for making this happen. Definitely appreciate it. Crowned in Brown Skin, bro. Exactly what it means is the beauty of being brown, bro. The beauty of being part of like a rich culture and something that my kids can be proud of, because we're at an age, we're kids nowadays. They're starting to learn to be proud of the skin that they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what it means, man. It's just me being proud of who I am and what I represent.
Yeah, it's really dope. Crowned in Brown Skin is the most recent project that you released. It's currently available on all digital streaming platforms. You have some real standout tracks that I really enjoyed listening to. One of them was called Out the Kennel.
Yeah.
Right? Talk to us what that means to you. And actually it was a banger and you go off on it.
Oh man, it's about letting the dog out the kennel, bro. It's about me just making that statement. That was my favorite track off the project. It was right now the only track that I got a visual to. I am part of a group out here, Underdog Music Group. Shout out to Dan Nicholson, Lizette Arenas, Jimmy the Gent. It's about just releasing the dogs, bro, and letting people know that I'm here. You have to accept me. I'm here.
Yeah, that's good. So Underdog Music Group, right? Are all the artists based in Arizona?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're all based out of Arizona. I'm from an area in Phoenix called Maryvale. The rest of the group, they originated in Avondale. I'm thankful they allowed me. They took me into the group, and ever since then, man, everything has been just promising for me. Everything we've talked about, we spoke it into existence, and I'm happy where I'm at.
That's dope. That's dope. Now, this project has been out for several months. Is there something new that you're working on through Underdog Music Group? What's popping? What do you got going on and coming up next?
Yeah, we're definitely all working on a project. The name is still up for debate, but yeah, man, we definitely are working. If I'm not featuring on my label mates projects, I am definitely working on my own. So definitely be on the lookout for that, man. 9 tracks of some of the best work that I've done. I've been doing this for 10 years, bro, and this I'm definitely proud of it.
So, is this an AYR project, or is this like the whole group releasing an album?
This is a solo project, man. This is definitely mine. Shout out to Dan Nicholson. He's curating the project for me. I'm trusting his vision. Shout out to everybody that's going to be featured on here. Producer-wise, Drew Sned, Soek, Cuts by Slime. They're all producers out here from Arizona. Anything I do, bro, it's Arizona-based.
Homegrown.
It's homegrown, bro. I believe in it. Yeah, man. It's definitely going to be something that's going to catch people's attention. We recently took a trip out to New York, man, where I got to meet, Coach and whatnot. And this whole project is inspired by those 72 hours that we spent out there, man.
That's dope.
Yeah,
you're in the Mecca of hip hop.
In the Mecca, sir. Yes, man.
That's
beautiful.
Dope.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Arizona is really interesting in the Phoenix area, but Arizona in general, because it's a place that's a lot of transplants. So people have been moving there from all over the country, and there's a massive hip hop scene there. And it doesn't get enough attention, I think, because you've got the South and you've got New York, and then of course you've got Los Angeles. But Phoenix is on the map. Can you talk to us a little bit about the Arizona hip hop scene?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head with that one, bro. That's it's definitely a transplant state. A lot of the guys that are making noise out here, they're not from here, bro. But
Right.
you know, they do give the state its respect and they represent it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just trying to grind so hard, bro, because there's not that much homegrown people that are,
Yeah.
you know, that are at that level, and ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, as long as the state is up there, it doesn't matter who's representing it.
Yeah.
Just as long as they're representing it properly and the music is good, and that's what we're trying to chase.
Yeah. That's really, really dope. Now, you had another project that is on digital streaming platforms, right? Called This Should Hold 'Em Over.
Yeah.
And yeah, right. So like Crown and Brown Skin is your most recent one, but This Should Hold 'Em Over also has bangers on there, right? You've got People's Champ.
Yeah.
You've got Harlem, Arizona. Can you talk to us about that project?
That actually was again, shout out to Dan Nicholson. He those were all songs that were sitting on a shelf, bro. Like
Wow.
from those were spread out between 2014 to like 2018.
Wow.
Just songs that I had sitting there, and he was like, you know what, man, let's not hold on to those. Let's put them out and you know, get those out of the way, because I'm a hoarder. I'm a music hoarder. I
like you'll do it, you'll write it, record it, but you don't release it yet.
Exactly, man. Yeah, and I don't know why, but you know, it's just I gave him, you know, I sent him the songs, and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna piece these songs together and let's put it out. Did the cover art, and that thing was out 24 hours later. I was like, all right, cool, man.
I'm out,
you know, let's get
up there now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I actually had a project out before that, but there was a little bit of an issue with the streaming. It's called the Red Project.
Okay.
Definitely, I'm gonna send that over to you, man. You know, it's my first solid piece of work that I've ever done. Did it with my brother, you know, the Red Emperor. He's a producer out here from Arizona as well. 10 of the most solid joints, you know, I've done to date. But yeah, man, I definitely need to send that out to you, man. I got to get that up on the streaming platform.
So was it up and then it came down, or it's never been on digital streaming platforms?
No, it was up, man. It was up for at least a good 2 years, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what happened. From one day to another, I started getting people asking me, "Hey, bro, where's the Red Project at?"
Where's it at?
Yeah, and I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? And yeah, I go and look for it. I couldn't find it. I ask other people around me, like, yo, search this up for me real quick, and nothing, bro.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm trying to get that, you know, put back up there to see what it was that happened. But yeah, man, I definitely got to send that out to you, bro.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. What can you tell us about, like, your journey? You know, like the musical journey. Did you start like, you know, like poetry and kind of like more in school writing, and that morphed into writing songs? Or did you start out more like freestyle rapping with the homies, and then you learned how to make songs out of the freestyle raps? What was your journey as an MC like?
I was a little bit of both, man. I definitely was. I like to write. I love school. I always loved the English class. I always had the dopest English teachers. So I maintained the interest in it over time. It's just, I have to give a lot of credit to my older brothers, because they always threw music at me. I was maybe in first, second grade listening to Shine.
Wow.
And and I was like, okay, you know, I could do this, you know, and just over time, just like you said, started freestyling, and then I want to say about 2007 is when I first stepped into a studio, and yeah, man, ever since then, I became addicted to it. I had to continue doing it.
Yeah. There's nothing like being in the studio and like creating something, right? It's really, it's a dope experience.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Now, so what's interesting is that your sound is underground, right? You've got an underground sound. You can spit bars. You have very intricate wordplay. I love how you mix in effortlessly, like without any difficulty, Spanish slang, right? So like you're mixing in Spanish slang into your English lyrics. Talk to us about that.
I have to. I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to call myself authentic if I didn't.
Mm.
I'm Mexican. We're paisas, bro. That's what we are. We're all paisas, and Spanish is it's. I grew up like that. Spanish was my first language,
Yeah.
and it's something that I also did for my dad. You know, because my dad's always supported me throughout my journey and everything I wanted to do. And he told me, he was like, "Hey, if you can do this in Spanish, then I can. That's when I can call you the best out there."
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, let me give it a shot. And I mean, it sounds good. As far as I'm concerned, it sounds good, man. It
Sounds
makes
really dope.
yeah,
Yeah, it sounds really dope. I love the way you do it too, because you're not completely rapping in Spanish, right? You're like throwing in your reality and experiences and putting in the right words. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to ask you about that. Do you ever rap in Spanish? Do you have any Spanish songs that are out there?
fully Spanish songs. No, the first time I ever experimented with that was it was a freestyle that I did over D Smoke's Gasper Yanga beat. It was the first time I ever experimented with it. I'm like, you know what? Let me try something out, and I did it. And ever since then, it was like a little mini addiction that I was like, you know what? Okay, let me keep doing this. And
Yeah,
yeah, but to this day, no, I've yet to write a full Spanish song. I've written Spanish songs, I just haven't recorded them.
got
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Well, what's really interesting is that, you know, urban Latino music, right? The whole sector, rap and reggaeton, and then fusions of urban R&B, but in Spanish. That's a massive genre now. So it used to be like, you know, there were just a few groups doing it, but nowadays that's a big music industry, and there's a lot of serious rappers that rap in Spanish all over the Spanish-speaking world. So not just, you know, the United States or even Mexico, right? All in the Caribbean, South America, Spain. You know what I'm saying? So I know that your reality growing up in Phoenix, you're having a very specific Latino experience, and the way that you communicate it through the lyrics that you put together and the words you put together helps people connect to that specific Latino experience. You know what I'm saying? Which is very different from a rapper in Santiago, Chile, in Madrid, Spain. But there's also rappers out there. So that's a real interesting thing, being Latino and doing hip hop and how you do it. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, of course, man. It's I do want to show people where I'm from because a lot of people like to paint that whole narrative that your city is gutter and this and this. And my city can be. My city's it's a border state, bro. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of money, there's a lot of drugs out here, but that's like, nah, man, there's beautiful out here. Some of the most beautiful people you ever see in the world are out here.
Yeah.
Especially in the west side of Phoenix. I love west side Phoenix. I will never leave west side. I'm probably gonna die here.
Mm.
My kids are gonna grow up on this side of town, you know, and I'm gonna show them that this place isn't what they try to paint it out to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a beautiful place, bro, and beautiful people, and it's the closest to Mexico we can get without being in Mexico.
That's dope. And probably the best food too, right?
Oh man, bro, come on. Yeah, definitely the best food out
That's
here.
dope. That's dope. Now, you talked about the Out the Kennel music video. Are you planning any future visuals?
Yes, I definitely am. For this upcoming project that we were speaking on earlier, we are putting together a mini documentary for it, and I'm also, you know, I got a couple videos to promote it as well. As far as for Crowned in Brown Skin, I do have one more in the
Yeah.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I do want to make sure that this is done right. It's gonna be for the joint um, Dirty Cortezes.
Yeah.
Yeah, with shout out to Lizeth Arenas. She's the
The
vocalist.
singer on there.
Yeah, she's the one that's on there. Dope artist. You should definitely check her out,
Okay.
man. Latina educator.
That's dope.
Yeah, Avondale, Arizona, man. But great voice, and I do want to work something out to where, you know, we can do that video justice.
Yeah. Yeah. It needs a visual. I love the way that her singing's in Spanish, right?
Yeah,
So that stood out to me too, because it sounded really good where like you're rapping in English and you've got your swagger, but then she comes in with a straight Spanish hook. It sounded really, really dope.
And she freestyled that, man.
Woo!
Yeah, she went in and she freestyled it. At that point, I feel like the roles reversed. I feel like it was Lizette featuring me rather than me
Wow.
featuring her. Yeah, man, it was dope, bro. But that's definitely the next one that I want to get another.
That's dope, man. Yeah. Now, who like, you know, growing up listening to hip hop, you talked about all the early influences that you had. Can you share with us some of the rappers and maybe other genres that you were influenced by those artists, you like those artists, and you think about them when you're thinking about where you want to take your artistry?
Yeah, man, definitely. Like I mentioned earlier, Shine. You know, just because of the nostalgia of it. You know, The Godfather Buried Alive. To me, that's up there with some of the best albums that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Anyway. But of course, I gotta give all my credit to Big Pun. To me, he's closest to God that I can see. You know, he's the top tier. He's the bar for a Latino MC.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that he never boxed himself in as just a Latino MC.
Oh yeah.
He's an MC that was Latino, and
I like that.
Yeah, and that to me was like, okay, this is who you need to follow behind. But a lot of Spanish music too molded me, man. A lot of earlier singers like Dare Castro, Roberto Tapia, you know, people like that storytelling, the storytelling they did, that plays a big role in my music too, because that's the way I grew up. I got to tell those, because everything they talked about, I got to see it. I knew exactly what they were talking about.
Yeah, and that's really interesting that you talked about these artists, because your wordplay is complicated and intricate like Big Pun, right? Big Pun put together the syncopated rhyme within a rhyme, right? And you do that very well. But you also have another quality that I really like, where you paint a picture, right? That's storytelling, where like you talked about having menudo at your mom's house, right? And you talked about, you know what I'm saying? You talked about all these different experiences to paint a picture, but you're doing it while, you know, making these complicated rhymes. It's very unique to what you do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I love that. What artists that you haven't had a chance to work with yet would you like to work with?
Oh man, definitely a couple that you've interviewed. This recent trip I got put on to Jaking Divine.
Woo.
Him and his partner Javi Darko.
They got bars.
Yeah, man, that Loathing in Long Island. I'm a truck driver, bro. You know, I'm a regular person. I got a day job. I drive trucks all day, and bro, I've been knocking that album.
Yeah, you get to listen to music.
Yeah, man. Like I get to pick these things apart. My first time is I always listen to every album 3 times. Third time is just the first time is to like, okay, you know, let me hear what I like, jot it down. I go back and listen to it again, pick it apart the second time. The third time is just enjoying it.
Yeah.
And there, man, I would definitely love to work with them. Eventually, later on down the road, man, I'd like to work with people like SD Knack. I think he's a true master at his craft, bro. I got to, when I was out there, I got to watch him perform live, bro. And I never in my life, I had been to concerts before, but I never in my life seen anybody control the crowd the way he did.
That's so dope.
Yeah.
So salute to Coach, the guy who's in here right now. And he says that the studio session was legendary when you were up in New York. Can you talk to us about that studio session?
Oh, man. Again, shout out to Coach, man. He you know, you invited us into your house, man. And it definitely was legendary. A lot of talent in one room. Shout out to Dan Nicholson. He just joined too, man. But yeah, man, we did have Jaking Divine, Javi Darko, J Royale, Tata Crown, another artist from out here from Arizona, Maze Overlay. I believe the studio was called the Umbrella Studios.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, we did. We ended up lacing the track in there, and you know, I got a chance to show people who I am and show them what I could do, and
Yeah.
show them what underdog can do. And yeah, man, it was dope, bro. It was a very, very legendary
That's
session.
dope. That's dope. A lot of talent, a lot of heavyweights
Yeah,
under one roof.
under one roof, bro. One room, a lot of smoke and a lot of beats, and yeah, bro, it was dope, man.
That's really, really good. The shout out Dan Nicholson. We talked about various projects that you've worked on with AYR. That's really, really dope. Can you tell us what does AYR stand for?
To be honest with you, man, it was a nickname that my brother, my oldest brother, Robert, he was the one that took me to the studio. His best friend was the one that ended up giving me the name. I just stuck with it. It never really represented anything specific. It just, I've never been the type of person to just switch up,
Yeah.
Like what it is. If I like it, if it sticks, I'm staying with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we talked about the new project that's currently untitled, right? That you're currently working on.
Yeah.
A new video, right? That you're gonna be doing for Dirty Cortez.
Yeah.
Are there any upcoming performances?
As of now, no. For now, we like to be strategic with things.
Yeah.
Before I had that thing where I was just like, oh, whatever show's coming up, fuck it, I'm gonna take it, and I don't want to. I want to get in the habit of stopping to do that. Now we pick the shows strategically, and it has to make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, as of now, no, we don't really have anything, lined up.
Yeah, that's good. And when the new project drops, you're gonna be able to like line up all the shows and do like a big push on all of that.
Oh yeah. Hey, shout out Coach. Yeah, he definitely is lining something up for us in New York, and that we definitely have to be there.
Be at the next one in New York.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah. So we talked about the musical influences, right? We talked about some of the people that you'd like to work with. Production-wise, you've been working with a lot of producers in Arizona, but you listen to a lot of music. You know what I'm saying? You get to get all of the conceptual albums when you're out there driving. Are there any producers that you'd like to work with that you haven't had a chance to work with yet?
Oh man, as of now, nah, bro. I mean, I appreciate the music, I enjoy it, but the people that I've had the pleasure of being around and the privilege to be around, I'm happy with that formula. It could be, I know that we have that chemistry. Every person that I've worked with, I've got to sit in the same room with them, or at least gotten to meet them face to face. So, nah, man. As of right now, I'm happy with the small circle that we have right now, man.
Yeah. No, that's dope, and that's that homegrown sound.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. We talked about a lot of the influences, but they were all musical. Are there other influences that you kind of lean on for your thinking to develop ideas, books, movies? Are there other things that you're into that as an MC that kind of works its way into your music?
Big movie man. I love movies. I love again the storytelling aspect of things. I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino. Some of the best movies that have ever been made have been made under his belt.
Yeah, and he's a writer. He writes a lot of those movies.
Yeah, man, that's the crazy part. And like I said, like some of it, the way he links the soundtrack to the movie and everything right there, that I really look up to him. I'm a big movie man, bro. I can watch movies all day. A lot of that, I mean, it sounds corny, cheesy, but it's my dad, man. My dad is one of the
that's real life.
Yeah, he's one of the most hardest working people I've ever met, and anything he's ever wanted in life, he got it. Like he found a way to get it. What he was good at, what he was good at to get what he needed, and he, in a way, he tried to instill that in us. I'm a father now, so he wants to make sure that keeps on going. Man.
That's dope. That's beautiful that you share that congratulations on being a dad. That's a real important part of life.
Yeah,
And it kind of exchanges your art in another way. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
The
No, it's the best part of life, bro. I have a little home studio set up, and my son is always there. Daddy, what's that? Daddy, what's this? I've took him to one studio session with me. It was when we recorded Dirty Cortez's, and
That's dope.
yeah, man. So he got to see all that, and he's like, okay, like you do this.
Yeah. And he's
Yeah,
gonna remember that. He's gonna
yeah,
remember that. That's beautiful.
yes.
Yeah. So we talked about the creative influences of movies, Quentin Tarantino. Other than the Quentin Tarantino movies, are there other like little movie gems that you could share with your supporters? Like, yeah, I'm really, these are like my top flicks that I love.
Oh man, some of the one of the best stories ever told, man. It has to be Man on Fire, Denzel. It's the
Mm,
I related a lot to that in a weird way because he battled with himself, like, and the loving something else allowed him to win that battle with himself, and I feel like I could relate to that when my children were born. When my son and my daughter, they saved me from me in a way because I was able to put my pride aside and my ego and oh man said Joe Dirt.
hey, don't sleep on Joe Dirt.
Hey man, classic. Nah, man, yeah, man. I would have to say that movie. Like, it's weird, but I always found myself going back to that movie
Yeah,
just to relate to time in life.
yeah, that's cool. And then from the Tarantino library of movies, what's your favorite Tarantino?
Oh man, I gotta give it to Reservoir Dogs.
Wow.
Reservoir Dogs, yeah, man. That's top tier right there.
Yeah, it is. That's really, really dope. But bro, so you've got the new project you're working on. Is that gonna drop in 2023 or is that an early 2024 project?
Uh, I want to say early 2024. It just depends on how fast we get everything moving. Everything has to be done right. And like I said, shout out to Dan Nicholson. I trust his vision. All I do is record the songs and then I hand them to him and he pieces it together. Crowned in Brown Skin was behind the mixing and the mastering and the placement of the songs.
Yeah,
So, I just record them, kick back, and I let them, I let him handle the vision.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's dope. Now we talked about some of the albums that you really have enjoyed, right? So like Fear and Loathing on Long Island, right? It's one of the ones that we talked
Yeah.
about. Just interviewed Jock King. That's a conceptual album. Have you
Yes.
thought about doing conceptual albums? Because you have an interlude, right? You have an interlude on Crowned in Brown Skin, which is Out the Kennel, right? So the interlude is dope. And conceptual albums normally have some sort of an intro, an
Yeah.
interlude, an outro, and some themes. You're in the movies also, right? Albums that are conceptual have a cinematic feel to them. Have you thought about doing something like that with your creativity?
This next project is definitely gonna bring that to the table. From the opening track, all these beats were picked strategically. Just sonically, right now, the beats without any audio on them, the beats alone is enough to pull you in and make you sit there and be like, "There's
Yeah,
something behind. This is a soundtrack to something."
yeah,
But yeah, man, this next project is definitely gonna set a new standard for what I've done so far.
that's dope, man. I can't wait to hear it. It's currently untitled.
Yeah, currently untitled. A lot of ideas up there, man. But for now, it's all it is 9 tracks that are sitting there waiting to get finished.
That's dope. That's really, really dope.
Yes.
That's awesome, my bro. Where can people find you online? They want to follow you, if people want to support you. What are the best places for them to follow you and know what you're doing next?
I made it easy for everybody. It's exactly how my name is spelled out, AYDASHR across the board. You search it up anywhere and it's gonna pop up. Um, yeah, man, I'm mostly active on Instagram. It's the easiest platform for me to use. Um, but yeah, man, that's AY-R. Anywhere you look, that's how you're gonna find me.
Yeah, that's what's up. You've got the new project, Crowned in Brown Skin, available on all digital streaming platforms. New visual you're working on for Dirty Cortez, featuring Lizette Arenas, right? So that joint's gonna be a banger. New album coming first quarter of 2024. You got a lot of work coming up ahead. Album is done. You're kind of like fine tuning it and getting it all ready. But that's gonna be really, really dope. As we start to wrap up, any shout outs you want to give to people in your crew?
Oh man, shout out to the whole Underdog Music Group. Shout out to Dan Nicholson, Jimmy the Jan, Lizette Arenas. Shout out to Coach, for making this happen. Coach, you don't owe me nothing, brother. And off the strength of music, bro, thankfully I was able to get in that good position. Yeah, man, just shout out to Cristopolis. Appreciate you, even taking the time, bro. That's dope, man. It's dope. I definitely had to go back. I watched a few of the interviews that you did, and I'm like, yeah, like this is fun, bro. Like this is dope. I like this. It ain't just a regular asking the basic questions. It's dope, man. I appreciate it for real.
Thank you, my brother. I think you have a really unique space within hip hop, and the way that you use Spanish slang and talk about your heritage and what it is being Latino in Phoenix is dope. I'm sitting there. You pulled me in to the barrio of Phoenix, and I really enjoyed it, and I want you to keep going. I think sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, Coach. Thank you for setting this up. And my brother, we'll run it back when that new album drops.
Of course, man. Of course. I appreciate it, bro. Thank you.
My man. Salute.
Salute, bro. Peace.